Hey there. So today we are in chapter 17, and the Lord was speaking to Moses to speak to Aaron and his sons about how that he had forbidden the eating of blood. Now, I see here a very interesting command that any person who sacrificed an ox, a lamb, or a goat in the camp or outside the camp, instead of bringing it to the tabernacle, was going to be guilty of bloodshed. And if you were guilty of bloodshed, you were supposed to be cut off from the people. Very stringent measure. Now, the Lord was really against the idea of bloodshed because blood literally represented life. That is why even when Christ came, he was talking about eating of his blood and eating of his body, because what he was trying to communicate there was that it's like we are ingesting his life into us so that we can have Christ in us, right? So here, blood was a very high representative of life, because even when they were talking about sacrificing animals, what it was symbolizing is that you have blood that is stained with sin in you if you are a sinner. And what you are doing is transferring that sin on the blood of an animal. So God was literally saying that I will set my face against any Israelite or any foreigner residing among them who eats blood, and I will cut them off from the people. For the life of a creature is in the blood. So the life of a creature is in its blood. And so he was very much against these people eating or drinking the blood. And here are some of the reasons why. The first reason is because in pagan practices, eating or drinking of blood was very common. It was a very common pagan practice. And what they used to do is that when they see that an animal has got strength or an animal has got speed, they used to believe that eating or drinking of that animal's blood would then transfer those characteristics to you. So if you want to run at high speed, perhaps you can drink the blood of a cheetah or something like that. Or if you want to be strong, perhaps you can drink the blood of a strong animal like a lion or something like that, right? So that's what they used to believe. Now, for God, he was trying to also communicate that your strength should come from me. You should rely on me and not the blood of an animal. The other thing also was that God was trying to preserve the symbolism of a sacrifice. As I mentioned, blood was symbolizing the life of an animal. And so it's like it's taking your place because you are transferring your sin onto that animal. So drinking of that blood was changing the whole symbol of the transfer of the penalty onto the animal. The other thing also was he was just trying to protect them from infections, because many of the infections are transferred through blood, right? But then with Jesus, as I mentioned, it was a different case, because he's now saying, in John 6, he's now talking about drinking of his blood, because he's Jesus, and ingesting of his blood would symbolically mean that we are having his life in us, right? We are abiding in him and he's abiding in us. All right. So this was really the instruction under chapter 17, and we get to see God strictly prohibit the drinking or the eating of blood.